here. We hope everybody is excited to celebrate the sacrament of marriage tonight. And we appreciate having several priests, deacons, I saw some sisters. Shout out Father Troy, Father David, and of course Bishop Bukoviak. And I just want to clear something up. I was at the bar earlier. There was an older woman, very sweet, and she said, "Hey, did you know Father Mike Schmitz is here?" And she pointed him out, and I don't see him now, but I was like, it's just Father Dominic. He may talk just as fast, but he is taller than Father Mike Schmitz, so it's easy to confuse, I get it.
So the purpose of tonight really is to inspire us to live as Catholic couples, we want to focus on strengthening and enriching our sacramental marriages. So we do have to take care of a couple of housekeeping things. Most of you have already found the bar, but if you haven't found it yet, there's one to your left, there's two through those doors there. If you've been looking for the bathroom, it's through that door, to the left, to the right. And if you get lost, there's also bathrooms out in the restaurant. So there's plenty of bathrooms. And of course, if you need anything, we have a wonderful team here to help us. So please reach out if you need something from our staff here.
Yeah, and the bar is going to be closed when the professionals start talking. So make sure you take care of that. And we'll get into the relatively serious part that we are presenting. We are John and Rose McKenzie, and we will have been married 15 years in August. And we attend the Immaculate Heart of Mary, where we are active in men's, women's, and marriage ministry, which includes pre-Cana. We're very passionate about it. And our three children go to school there. Their names are Johnny, Lily, and Luke. So one thing I'm going to get out of the way right now is, a little out of my comfort zone. It's a big group. I do talk for a living, but some attributes of the individuals I talk to at work, and you can try to guess what I do. They're engaged, like fully. They're willing to participate. They're energetic. They hang on every word. They think I am the coolest. And if you're trying to guess, you may be correct. I am a middle school math teacher.
So if he's out of his comfort zone, well, I am probably going to have a walk in the park. Because I spend most of my professional days talking about mucus, urine samples, and hormone levels.
And I know what you're all thinking. Also middle school teacher. But you're actually wrong this time.
So no, I am not a middle school teacher. In my professional life, I teach NFP through 2 platforms, which for most of you probably don't know, you can actually have your insurance pay for sessions. Big secret that should not be a secret. Talk to me later if you want NFP instruction through your insurance.
It doesn't say plug yourself.
Sorry, no plug. I have plenty of people to take care of, but I'd be happy to help you too if you need it.
Okay, one other thing I want to get out of the way. The word marriage is going to be said a lot tonight, and in case I mess up, like the Princess Bride thing of marriage it's popping off in my head if you've ever seen that movie, so it could happen, I'm just warning you. So yeah, if that slips out, that's what happens. So now that you know a little bit about us, we'd like the opportunity to share why we are actually really humbled to be invited to be MCs at such a fine event. We've been coming to Cherish since the No-Nos days, and we've even had one of our children in tow as a baby. And the babies tend to be the rock stars here, which is cool. We really believe in the power and importance of marriage, and we feel very blessed to be part of a faith and institution that clearly values the sacrament. So I know it's quoted a lot, but it's a really powerful one. It's in the back of my mind often. As the family goes, so goes the nation, and so goes the whole world. And that's by Pope JP2. And so I kind of take that as like a personal thing to challenge myself to do my best.
So it's well known that the primary educators in our faith and in our life should be the domestic church, the family. And really this includes learning what marriage means. So I'm grateful in my life to have many teachers, and that included my parents and my older siblings. Being the youngest of 9, I kind of had built-in role models, and through their words, but really more through their actions, I learned the correct priorities in life: God, your spouse, children, friends, and of course work. I grew up on a dairy farm where work was always present, but somehow even the work became a lesson on life and love. So my parents have taught me what love in a marriage means. They are here tonight. Quick shout out. I actually don't know where they're seated. So my parents taught me what love in a marriage meant by them prioritizing each other. They prioritized each other in date nights, vacationing together, even when they had small children. Can you believe that they would leave us kids behind and go on vacation without us? Not only did they leave us behind, but they also left us in charge of an entire farm full of dairy cows to take care of while they were gone. We have some fun memories when Mom and Dad were gone, of course, frantically trying to clean the house before they got home. But it was my parents who prioritized their marriage that we all learned how to prioritize ours. And so my parents still vacation together. Actually, they're using our house as a hotel next week to spend the night, and I'll take them to the airport. But when they get asked, why do you not go vacationing with us or your friends? They're like, we go on vacation to spend time together. And I'm like, you guys, you're retired. Don't you spend all day together? But they still set aside time to go on vacation together, because we all know that when you purposely set aside time for something, especially carefree time, that's how you can rekindle your marriages.
And I was fortunate enough to grow up with 2 loving parents. They loved each other with everything they had. Unfortunately, my father passed away in 2004. So I've also witnessed the grief and love process as well. So my mom isn't here, so I can kind of say this, and I absolutely love her, but the experts call her a little bit difficult sometimes, okay? And through that, I watched my father love her unconditionally. My father owned restaurants, and if you own restaurants, you're there all the time, and it's challenging. And I watched my mother put everyone first and also love him unconditionally. While he was sick, I watched them grow closer somehow. And now that my mom is a widow, I witness and share in her grief as she mourns her husband. And it is still sad, but there's a quote that sticks with me still today. It's kind of from a silly place, like a Marvel show, but it is, what is grief if not love persevering? And the faith angle to this is that we are better able to love when we give more of ourselves. When we got married, I had to be less selfish. When we had our first baby, I had to be less selfish. And each time I was called to give up more of myself, we grew together and became closer to God. And the Trinity, the Holy Family, they're the perfect example. And this encompasses the magic of Mary, and it's like almost like, hey, it's God's plan, right?
So they say it takes a village to raise a child, but I would actually argue that it takes a village to support a marriage. So our village includes our families that we previously mentioned, but also our parish that really prioritizes marriages, our marriage ministry, our Burkina marriage prep, and events like this. We have loved giving the sexuality and spirituality talk at Burkina for many years, and we do take that opportunity to embarrass the priest a little bit. We might say the word mucus a couple of extra times.
That's for you, Father Dick.
And we might throw in a little bit of coconut oil advice, just keep things spicy. But it really is our village. Our village includes our friends, many of whom are here tonight. Of course, we won't start naming everyone because it would take a long time to name all of you. But really, it's our village that has challenged us to be better. Like the time that Drew Walsh invited John to Exodus 90. And John said no, or avoided it for a year, and then he asked him again. Persistence. So now that group of men hold each other accountable, they challenge each other regularly, and it also explains the random yelp when John gets in his cold shower each day. Within our community and our village, We prioritize our marriages. We don't have ball and chain jokes. We don't talk bad about our spouses. We really get to experience our friends living their marriages, raising their families in a way. And for us, when we have times when our kids get to see how our friends live their marriages and their families, it really is a way that our kids get to see the values that we hold and our friends hold them as well. And so for us, that means so much.
Okay, so we'd like to end with a big thank you to God, the church, with his divine inspiration of all that is good and holy. He gave us this gift of marriage. God is love. So men, hold your wife's hands, or if you're an engaged couple, your partner's hands. And repeat after me, please, but don't say Rose, because she's mine. So Rose, it is my job to help you get to heaven.
It is my job to help you get to heaven.
And your job to help me get to heaven. I'm sorry that your job is tougher. We alone are not enough. But by God's grace, love, and the sacrament of marriage, we have absolutely everything that we need. Do it again, sorry. But by God's grace, love, and the sacrament of marriage, we have absolutely everything that we need. I love you. And then a PG kiss. All right, thanks for listening to us. At this point, and there's not enough kissing at this usually, so feel free. PG, again, feel free. At this point, we'd like to introduce Father Peter Damon from St. Paul the Apostle to say the opening prayer and blessing. And then we'll begin.